And good afternoon, everyone. How are you? Happy Aloha Friday. It's Devin here again with MVT Live. Oh, wait, I went from a really small box to a really big box. So now is the part where I talk. Hi, it's Devin. I'm your host for MVT Live. Thank you so much for joining us on this Aloha Friday. It is nice to be here with you and enjoying Hawaiʻi, such as it is. All right, so we want to get to everything really, really fast. So I got to bring on the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Kip Woolborn, our executive director for Manoa Valley Theater. Hello, sir.
Hey, man, I like the way you introduced me. You know, that's
you know, I got to come up with different superlatives every day, every week. So I'll keep working on it. I'll get on my thesaurus.
How you doing, Devin?
I'm good. I'm good. It's you know, it's been a week as it has been lately.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. For the theater, I mean, we've just there's not a lot of activity for theater other than we're just trying to work on the building and things like that. But boy, there was a lot of activity, like with the mayor's office and that kind of thing. We did finally find out what we're classified as in the
right.
Yeah, we're classified as commercial activities other.
Yeah. Okay.
So keep wearing your mask because right now we're restricted. We're not supposed to have any indoor activities. We're outside, and hopefully we can get to tier 2. Today was a good day. We had 87 cases, and that's statewide. And the numbers for the opening is about Oahu. So that was a good day, and keep it up. Take care of everybody. Take care of your brothers and sisters. You know, it's
definitely
it's a hard time, but we're going to get through this. Yeah. Remember, we're one day closer to the end of
it. Exactly. That is the hope from everybody.
Hey, there's some cool morning when I wake up.
Hey, I mean, I know that the theater itself is closed, but there's still some great ways that people can support Manoa Valley Theater. So do you mind getting into a couple of those?
Yeah, sure. I mean, you know, we always need your help. I mean, we exist because you guys support us and with your money and with your time and all. But at this point, we'll definitely take your money. And it doesn't matter if it's $5, if it's $25, if it's $10,000. You can always we always appreciate it, and every little bit helps. So you can go to 808-988-6131 and make a donation by the phone, or to ManoaValleyTheater.com. And remember, that's theater with an R-E at the end. So yeah, please support us. Support all of the arts. Support the arts around town too, because we're going to really need this on the other side. I think
definitely
there's a cumulative effect of all of this over time, and I think that we're going to really need those distractions and those escapes. And, so
if not for the audience, the actors, because we miss being on stage doing this thing, right? So
boy, isn't that the truth? Isn't that?
I know.
I was on the phone earlier today with Amy Hanayali, and she was just telling me, they just finished taping everything for the Hoku Awards, and she said everybody's just dying. They just want to perform so bad. So, by the way, Amy's going to do a number on the Manila Marquee. So,
oh, wow.
Excited about that, right?
Yeah.
So that's coming up on November 20th. That's our annual gala. And this year it's Manila Marquee, virtually yours. And so we're looking forward to that. Celebrating.
That's clever. I like that.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I'll take credit for that. I will. No worries. No, it's about the community and about we tell stories, we tell human stories, and they're very diverse, they're very different. And that's the way we can all kind of see a larger, the larger fabric in the community, and look at how we can support the community. So we're here for you guys. Be here for us so that we can get through this. This is kind of our COVID-19 survival fund, and we're looking forward to having people back in the house. So
that's great. And by the way, this Manila Marquee, is there any chance? I don't know, this executive director for MVT gets up and does something? Because, I hear he's pretty talented singing and stuff. So.
Man, who have you been talking to? I don't know what you're talking about. We'll see. So that will be streaming on November.
Okay. Oh, it's a secret, you guys. It's a secret. So if you're watching right now, this is the lowdown. Okay.
So
we're pushing Kip. We're pushing Kip on this.
So I don't know what's doing tonight, but I know what I'm doing. I'm going to be watching Lovey Lee. Kumu Kahua. So you can check it out. I believe the tickets are $15, and it plays through October 11th. And really looking forward to it. I've heard it's fantastic. It's Moses Goods is the author, and it supports the theater. So please, check it out. Go online, kumukahua.com. Buy your tickets so you have a link, and one link, your whole family could watch it. So. So check that out.
Very cool. Yeah. Kuma's doing some great stuff.
They are. They really are.
Yeah.
And they've really pivoted well. Initially, they were going to be doing things outdoors. And then we got shut down again more. And so they're looking at, they're just trying to do it in a way that still gets to their audience and allows the artists some time to actually perform. So
that's awesome.
Some things coming up that are in the works as well. So we'll be talking about that in subsequent weeks. Good show.
Okay. Good. Yeah. I know it's great. In fact, we're going to get to that right now. So, Kip, thank you very much. We're going to see you in a little bit, right?
Right.
All right. Kip Wilborn, ladies and gentlemen, the executive director for Manoa Valley Theater, and right now we are going to bring in our first guest, Rob DUVAL. Rob is a director, an actor, and a teacher. He's directed several productions at MVT, including The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime. That is actually the title of the whole show. The Rocky Horror Show, and The Who's Tommy, to name a few. He's performed on stages statewide, has appeared in The Glass Menagerie, The Elephant Man, To Kill a Mockingbird. He loves his job teaching theater and musical theater to students at Iolani High School. So, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome to MVT Live, Mr. Rob DUVAL.
Hey, how's it?
Hey, how are you, sir? Good to see you.
Good, good to see you.
You're wearing, I know. It's been a little while. So you are wearing your teacher cred proudly behind you. Some of your classes here. Iolani is one of the few schools that's actually got kids back. What has that been like for you teaching in the COVID time?
Well, teaching theater face-to-face is so much better than teaching on Zoom. I mean, I had to totally restructure all the curriculum in the spring, and when we came back to school, we hoped to come back at the beginning of the term, but coming back 4 weeks in, not so bad. It's been great, actually. The students have been wonderful. They understand the limitations. We've got 6-foot distancing in every classroom. We wear our PPE. I got my mask on during my classes. Like this.
He's ready.
That's for Kip. And we got these face shields that we make here at Iolani, and we've donated a number to the community. So we really keep safe, and we keep the students safe. We sanitize, we wash our hands, and it's been going very well. So I'm happy we're back.
That's awesome. Now, for people who aren't familiar with your background, I mean, where did you matriculate from?
Well, I grew up in
like you and I
Southern
talked about all this, so we know all this stuff. But this is for the audience. Yeah.
Well, I was born in Southern California, but moved to NorCal when I was about 3. And in my hometown of about 18,000 people, we had this wonderful high school teacher director, and he ran a summer program for youth every summer. And those were the students that ended up being in the high school program, which was over 250, 300 students. So it was a big program at a big high school. And I got involved kind of out of spite because my older sister went down one summer. They were doing The Wizard of Oz, and she went down the first day, and she came back raving about it. And I said, "Oh, I think I might want to try that." I was like 8, 9 years old, and she said, "Oh, there are no little kids. There are no little kids there," because she's 3 years older than I am. And then when I went to see the show, of course, there were little kids. They were all the Munchkins and the monkeys and everything, and I was like, "What?" So I decided the next summer to get back at her, and I got into the summer program with her, and I actually got a larger role than she did. So there you go. That's kind of how it started. It was a competition for me, and
well, what is the how did you get that distance between being a performer and then becoming an educator? Where was that leap for you?
Again, I gotta say it was Dave Clark, my high school theater teacher. I kind of knew when I was in high school that I wanted to be involved with theater in some way for the rest of my life. My mom was an actress in LA. She worked at the Pasadena Playhouse. She worked with some big names, and then she started having kids at age like 22. So she left it to have a family. Yeah. But I was really inspired in high school by that teacher to want to be involved, acting, directing, teaching. He gave me my first directing job as a junior in high school. I directed Barefoot in the Park. It was the first show I directed.
Wow, I love that show.
It's a fun show, and I got to direct it at Diamond Head Theater, 10 years ago or so. So it was really fun to revisit that, because as a 17-year-old with limited experience versus as a 40-something-year-old.
All the innuendo all of a sudden makes so much more sense.
Is that what that means? Oh, okay.
Yeah. You're like, ooh, we could do something with this line. That's great. Right. So, for you, as far as directing, do you prefer acting over directing over acting? Is it just sort of a mix?
It's a mix. It's definitely a mix. I usually prefer whichever project I'm working on at the time. The thing I love most about directing is creating something that wasn't there before. And I guess you get that with acting too, but with directing, it's so much more comprehensive and collaborative with designers and the tech crew and the actors. So yeah, directing really became a passion for me, but I miss acting. If I don't do it for a year or two, I really want to get back on stage to do something again. So that'll always be in my heart too.
Oh, you were fantastic. The only show that Rob and I ever got to work on is King and I. So that's where I first met him, and I said, "Wow, this guy's a teacher." And it was actually it's funny because it was right before you were going to go on your sabbatical.
That's right.
For Iolani, and so it was so amazing because I was thinking, wait, you get to do that? You get to go and explore and find out new things and get recharged? That's awesome.
They actually paid me to become a better teacher, which was great.
So, what do you think is the main thing you try to get into the kids' heads when they start taking theater? Like if I've come in off the street, I'm a football player and I've never done theater before, but I'm like, Mr. DUVAL, I want to check out this class. I want to see what it's about. What is the thing that you try to make sure that they understand?
I guess we want students to appreciate theater as an art form and what goes into it. I have this friend who says the Muggles have no idea how we make the magic happen, right? They come to the theater, they think it just happens. It's just there all of a sudden. But in order to understand what's going on behind the scenes, the research that goes into it, from rehearsal 1 through the end, there's an appreciation that I want the students to have. And also audience etiquette. We need audiences, and we want them to be respectful. And, sometimes teenagers need to be reminded how to be respectful. Sometimes they think it's an athletic contest or a dance concert, and they want to yell out, and they think they're supporting the students on stage, but no, they're focused on what they're doing. So please sit down and be attentive and enjoy it. So I guess those two things, etiquette and appreciation.
Yeah, I know. I've done a couple kids shows, and it's a very different experience. Doing a show for adults versus doing it for students, because they have this joy that they get sometimes from watching those. Sometimes it's not joy. Sometimes they just want to mess with you. But a lot of times it's the joy of the spectacle of it. So
Right.
when they come to your class, I mean, do you like slot? Okay, this one is really good for the acting thing. This one maybe a little bit better for behind the scenes. Maybe ooh, I might have a director here. I mean, is that kind of how that works?
That usually takes some time for me to realize. Starting in the beginning level, it's an intro class where they get a little bit of everything. We do some writing, we do some fairy tales. Right now, the beginning theater classes, they're taking fairy tales and they are redevising them in a different theater style. So we study some Greek theater, some commedia, and some Shakespearean theater. So they each formed groups, and now they're rewriting the fairy tales in those theater styles. By intermediate theater, we're doing a lot more improv and acting work. I do some Meisner, I do some Michael Chekhov. And then by advanced theater, we're writing our own one acts, and they are starting to direct them. So it takes a while, and usually the student has to show me some interest before I don't usually like pick them out like, oh, I really want you to do this for me. But I'll say something in general, like we're looking for people who'd be good backstage for this. And we have a whole IDP crew, Ilani Dramatic Players, that forms our crew for hair and makeup, costumes, sets and props, lights, sound. And we go through a mentorship program. Oh, and publicity, which always gets forgotten.
You always need publicity, right?
I know, and that's
right.
the one thing you need most of, right?
Exactly. So, getting back to MVT just a little bit. You've directed a couple shows, actually a number of shows for MVT. I love Tommy. I've loved all the work that you've done as a director. Is there anything that you sort of have on a bucket list that you want to do that we can put in Kip's ear, because he's watching right now? You can say,
right.
Wow,
Yeah.
I think he might want to direct this one.
There's a new, fairly new script out of Shakespeare in Love, based on the movie. It's a very large cast, but I love that movie so much, and the play is just wonderful. So that would be great. I also love the Irish play The Beauty Queen of Leenane, which I saw on Broadway in 1998, and it won the Tony Award, Best Director, 4 actors, and it's Martin McDonagh, who wrote and directed 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, and 7 Psychopaths, and In Bruges. So he's got some cred. But it's a really fun, dark comedy, and I like it. Yeah.
I just want to see who plays the Queen, because that was the impact part, right? For Shakespeare,
right?
Yeah, because boy, she got to talk about talent, man. You get an Oscar for being in a movie for like 15 minutes.
Right. Yeah.
Hey, Rob, thank you so much. I can't wait to see more of your work, either on stage. Hopefully, we'll get to work together, or making everybody move around by being the director. But thank you for all the work that you've been doing with the kids. We really appreciate it, because goodness knows we need more theater people out there. So thank you.
Theater supporters.
All right. Yes, indeed. And Rob, stick around. We're gonna bring you back and talk story with you in a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Rob DUVAL. Yay! All right, next we move on to Miss Stephanie CONCHING. Now, she wears a lot of hats too. It's kind of a theater thing, man. When you have to do a bunch of jobs if you're going to stay employed in this work. She's an actor, director, costume designer, stage manager, and music consultant here in Hawaii. She's directed such shows as Amal and the Night Visitors, Evita, and Oliver. And at MVT, she directed Sylvia and stage managed Allegiance. She has acted in productions like Carousel, Susuko the Musical, Agnes of God, just a few of them, because she's been doing this for a little while now. She is also at Mary Star of the Sea. She teaches 4th and 5th grade. We are so happy to have her on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Stephanie CONCHING to MVT Live. Yay!
Hi, Devin. Yay!
Hello!
Those kids at Iolani are so lucky to have Rob as their teacher, aren't they?
Right?
Oh my God! What a great opportunity.
It's kind of cool, because the two of you have a mutual admiration society going. So
he's kind.
Yeah. So, Steph, tell us a little bit about your background. Where did you come from?
Well, The really fun part of my beginnings is that I'm a military brat. And when people say, oh, where was your father stationed? I say, it wasn't my father, it was my mother. So my mom was actually the first woman in the Air Force to be commissioned with dependents. And so that's me. So that's kind of a fun story. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I guess sort of the moving around. When you move around, you have to figure out how to fit in. You improvise a little bit. You make up some stuff about what you do, and you get to be a good actor that way. And so
That's
in
funny.
fourth grade, that's where I started, in fourth grade, acting.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay. All right. So, was your background specifically in acting? Did you want to get into acting, or did you say, well, I want to maybe do theater? I mean,
I'm going to say, yes, it was acting, and then some singing, and I came to UH on a band scholarship. So I kind of did all of those things as one big mush pie that was great fun. And then Tammy Hunt at the University of Hawaii, or Montgomery, she said, now she's Montgomery, that's how old I am. One day
Don't
she
worry,
said,
me too.
Yeah, you do, right? She said, you should try teaching. So then I started doing some education theater, and I can't say enough about the UH program and how phenomenal the program is, and the staff that's there, and your colleagues that are on stage with you and backstage with you. It's a great place.
I know, and that's why I think the word that was leaking out that UH is planning on trying to get rid of the theater program is just so shocking for all of us, because the theater program has been such a huge part of the musical. I mean, just everything, the arts in general has been such a big part of UH. It's hard to imagine that they'd get rid of it.
Yeah, and where else are you going to find a season that has some Shakespeare and some Jingju and some Southeast Asian theater and some student written work at 11 o'clock at night in the stage on the side of the theater? It's got everything, and it's really the only theater of its kind in the U.S. So
Yeah.
I really hope that the letters of support are doing their job.
Most definitely. Now, something people may not know about you, you are also a very talented improv person.
Thank you. That's nice of you to say.
No, in fact, I'm not gonna lie. When people would talk about you, I mean, the acting part, yeah, but they would talk about how gifted an improver you were. Like, you would just jump in and go. And the good thing was too, your improv wasn't always like lowest common denominator, talking about the bad stuff.
Yeah. Thank you. Actually, it is a great honor to say that I am a founding member of Loose Screws, Hawaii's, maybe longest running. I don't know anymore, because now there's so many great other improv folks around.
Right.
Folks that are good friends of Manoa too, like Shannon Winpenny, and just a lot of good performers out there. I'm glad I got in at the beginning. It'd be tougher now.
There's something to be said for being the original.
Right.
So, I mean, if people did, a lot of people are sort of intimidated by improv work. Is there any advice you would give to anybody who's watching, who's an actor now, who's just like, oh my gosh, I can't get up there, I can't do it?
Right. It would really just be to try. Just go, just wipe off your sweaty palms and say yes. Yes is the easiest part of improv. Well, I guess it can be the hardest part of improv too. But if you just go along with something and say yes, you never know where the adventure will take you.
That's true. Yeah, good point. Now, speaking of adventures, taking you places, you've also been on TV. I mean, I've seen you in commercials. We've seen you in Hawaii Five-0. We've seen you all over the place. Is there anything that you credit to getting these parts? Because you've done varied stuff. It's not like you're always the same part. You're always, you're a teacher, or you're doing something funny, or whatever.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go back to that word yes again, because you never really know you can do it until you try. So give it a shot. But I have noticed that as I am getting older, my roles are changing. and I'm really finding I like the little gems of roles that are not the lead character. I like maybe the bit that comes on for one song and a couple of scenes, and then you're done.
You make your impact and you go.
Right. There's a lot less pressure when it's like that.
That's right. Now, again, she is a woman of multi-talents. So she also sings opera. So can you talk to people about the whole opera thing, like Hawaii Opera Theater? What is that experience like?
Well, they say opera is kind of that combination of all the arts put together, because you've got your visual and you've got your musical, which is the instrumental and the vocal. You've got great storylines, and it's called Gesamtkunstwerk. And the opera, we have another fabulous local opera company, Hawaii Opera Theater, that puts on as many operas as they can until we've all had to shut our doors for a bit. But they're still doing some terrific virtual things with their Young Voices Opera Studio, and using the technology as best they can to keep that art alive. Did I answer your question? I feel like I just rambled.
Don't worry. You're totally fine. It's okay. Now, with regards, so again, we're gonna get to all these different things that you do. I don't know if we have enough time to get into all of them, but I'd also like, before we go, talk about the Hawaii Shakespeare Festival. That's actually, I got to do Shakespeare in college, and then the only other time I've gotten to do it was with the Shakespeare Festival. So your involvement with that has been, as a musical director, you've been in shows. It's always so forward thinking. They're always so experimental with how they do the shows.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, how did you get involved with that?
Well, again, I just wanted to say yes. I wanted to be involved and help out the theater as much as I could. So sometimes I'm on stage, sometimes I help manage the house if I need to. But this summer, again, because of our changing in theater performance styles, they did their whole season online. So it was all virtual, which meant that we had to rethink how you put music into your Shakespeare. So you can't have a whole chorus of people singing, because the latency issues on a computer are crazy. So we had to be really creative with how we did music. A lot of those singers had to do their own music while they sang. And then we also had to find some free music on the internet. A lot of people out there are writing music that you're welcome to use, as long as you mention who they are and give them a little publicity too. So another great theater in town doing great work, just having to change their style a little bit.
That is just amazing. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, Stephanie CONCHING. We didn't even get to talk about the stuff that we did together.
I love
so much. You and I have worked together so many times already, and then to have you be our stage manager for Allegiance was just awesome. I'd never seen you stage manage, so to watch you do that was amazing, because you were always so calm. So you're perfect for that role. Yes. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Stephanie CONCHING. Yay! All right, so we got about 3 more minutes. Let's bring everybody back, shall we? There we go. There's Rob. Oh, see, he's wearing his mask just to get it kip a little bit.
Was that obvious?
Thanks. Oh, see, look, he's got his hand. Don't worry, he's got his hand on. You're fine. You're fine. Kip, did you have anything in closing you wanted to say?
No, you guys are great. That was really, really interesting, except for the LA thing.
Go Dodgers.
Yeah, thank you, Steph.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Steph and I have done a couple shows together. We did Barnum, and she helped me try and sing. And
you were fantastic.
You were great. Oh my gosh, you were the rock. And Heaven Forbid at Hawaii Theater with Joe Moore and Patty Duke and All Star. Oh no! Oh my God!
Look at that! Oh my
God!
Hey, there we are.
I was thinner.
There's Trisha in there too, huh? Okay.
Yeah, Trisha. And Steve
nice.
Stacy and Paul. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Very
Jordan
cool.
Hanlon. Great cast.
It was. It was really fun.
Fantastic.
We got to get you guys all on stage again, man.
Yeah.
All three of you actually
Absolutely.
would be cool.
Absolutely.
Or
like that.
Now,
you can be on too, Devin.
Yeah, Devin.
I'll hold the scenery. I'm good.
thank you guys for being with me today. It was really great. We're on what, our 28th episode. So
Is Kip
Wow.
frozen?
no, I'm not frozen. Are you- No.
Oh, she might have got a latency issue, as she was mentioning.
There we have it. There we have it. There's the
I
example.
bet he's saying that folks should call 988-6131.
I bet he is.
Yes.
Yeah.
The
Or
thing at
go
the
to
bottom. Make sure you go there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Please
Support.
get involved. Please help out. We love doing this show, but we would love even more if you came to see us in the theater. That'd
Yeah.
be really cool. Right. So yeah. Okay. Well, thank you very much, Steph. Thank you very much, Rob. Kip,
for
as
having
always, good to see you, my friend.
Yeah.
And once again, big thanks to Andrew, because he's in the back making all of this work. He's
Yeah.
like the wizard. He's like the wizard moving everything around. So thank you so much, everybody. Also, Braddock, Kristen, yay. Thank you so much for watching
Thank
today.
you. Take care.
We appreciate it. We will see you next week with another great show for MVT Live. Aloha.